Hello, everybody. Welcome to the free-to-play challenge account. I am super excited to show you guys some cool stuff that we've been doing. I don't know if I did this on camera, but I did forge a bunch of stuff, and I wanted to show these really cool boots. Now, obviously, we would love to see accuracy on these. However, early game accuracy levels are low enough that even just a plus 40 out of a pairing set would be enough. But I do love to see that they are 5-star boots with speed. These are pretty much an instant level 16 item. Now, I'm a little strapped for silver. I mean, we all are at this point. But this is a piece that I'm going to slowly level up over time. And uh, because I know I'm going to use this at some point down the line. And to be honest, the stats are pretty good. Obviously, that's not the best roll. That's probably the worst roll we could have got on this particular piece. But you're still getting extra defense and HP percentage, which is what the stats that you usually want on the type of champion that would be wearing a perception set, because your champions wearing perception sets are usually debuffers. So you're going to want them to land their debuffs, but not necessarily want them to do attack. You're going to want them to survive. So HP and defense are the stats that you're going to want for them. And that's generally, obviously, there are attack percent champions or attack-based champions that you'd want to have perception on. I'm just saying that I think I could see these being used for sure on a debuffer. A debuffer, say, like an Outlaw Monk, right? That would be a good example. That's an early game example, but still an example nonetheless. Or even Hotatsu. Those would be good on Hotatsu because we want him to land his decreased attack. Well, and his leech, even. A couple of you guys pointed out, and rightfully so, that I compared this to the leech from Deacon, but Deacon's is on a 2x hitter. Absolutely right. I didn't think about that when I was comparing them. I was just looking at their percentages. And he is book heavy. Both of the epics I've had are book heavy, which I'm probably not going to invest too much into these particular epics because I don't think we have time to to book out mediocre champions, if that makes sense. Remember, we only have 3 months. And if we were to go to my regular free-to-play account, I probably only have 1 or 2 legendary or 1 or 2 epics fully booked out. Ursula, Geomancer, and Venomage now, so 3. Yeah, I think that's it as far as epics on my free to. You know what? I can just look it up. On my free to play account. So, yeah, it's pretty. We have to be selective about our books, and I think that's something that needs to be remembered is that we only have 3 months to kind of get as far as we possibly can. So good news, we finished our weekly quest, so we get the reset on that, and we are just going to be waiting now to get another one. I know we've talked about this, guys, and I've said that I would pull shards as they come. However, when I'm this close to being able to double dip, I'm going to take advantage of that. So tomorrow is Clan v Clan. Wait, oh, we don't get to participate in Clan v Clan. We're too new. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to be sure, but the fact that I don't see Clan v Clan here leads me to believe that we won't be participating. Oh, yeah, because there's a minimum requirement, and I bet you we didn't meet it. Well, that stinks. But that does kind of stink a little bit. But either way, usually during Clan v Clan, they might do a progressive chance again. They might do a 10x. I don't know. They usually would have announced those by now, and I haven't seen anything in the news. This was the one we just went through. So, we'll see. But I don't mind holding onto my shards just a little bit longer. Yes, I want 3-star chickens. And yes, I want epics. But I kind of like that I could pull during non-2x events for the epics that I want, right? Like pulling for Farrakhan, he would have been a huge pull, especially with Rathalos coming right around the corner. 2 more days. So Yeah, really excited about getting him. I have him on my free to play, which more information on about that on the free to play channel because I do have some updates on that channel. If you've not been watching my regular free to play account, I have some updates on that account that I'm excited to talk about tonight, and I'll be recording that after this one. So, where are we at on this account? Right now, not too much has changed, but I do have a couple more. So this 4-star, this is a 5-star. So just because I haven't leveled him up, he is food for my Athel. So will Outlaw Monk. Outlaw Monk, I will ascend to 5-star or upgrade, level up. I don't know what you want to call it. Rank up? Rank up. I will rank up Outlaw Monk to 5 stars. But I'm also going to put gear on him, and I'm specifically going to put gear on him for Clan Boss because I want his poisons in Clan Boss. I'm okay with just one of them because I do have a pretty decent team. He's going to take the spot of Boltsmith here, who has just been a filler. Also, great news, we finally got our War Maiden, right? So War Maiden is another champion that I will rank up to 5 stars. In fact, I just realized I want to do that. But I don't have the 3... Here we go. Not Armiger. I don't know how I feel about Armiger, and I want your guys' thoughts. Let's see if I can save some resources here. What are your guys' thoughts around Armiger? Do you think there's enough time for our Armiger to really be viable? Now, keep in mind, we don't have access to most legendary champions, right? Only the free-to-play ones, which, I mean, honestly, to say that I'm going to be able to fuse a Razin in 3 months, I mean, stranger things have happened, but I can't imagine pulling enough champions. I mean, I've pulled on my free to play account, I've pulled over 200 ancients, and have never pulled. I don't have enough to fuse Razin yet. So, does that mean that I'll experience the same thing on this account? No, that's not, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen, but I do find it very unlikely that I would be able to fuse Razin on an account in such a short amount of time. The reason I'm saying that is I want to be mindful of that, and I want to approach the game in the right way regarding that. So if I'm confined to the not having access to legendaries, yes, I can fuse Razin, yes, I could fuse Kira, Tatsu, or even get all of them and get Lady Mikage. I'm allowed to do that, but how likely am I to do that, right? Those are the important questions that need to be asked. Could I get super lucky? Absolutely I could. But there's 700 champions in this game. So it's very possible that I don't get lucky either. And I think we need to think about it from that perspective. So my point is, how do I feel about Armiger? Is Armiger somebody that is worth investing in? Now, I know that he is. I know that he is in most circumstances. But does the shortness of the time frame change things? Right? My account, my free-to-play account, and admittedly, I'm not trying as hard on that one as I am here, it's a 130-day-old account, and so over 3 months, and I have an allure now. I just pulled allure on that account, and only recently, because of allure, I've gotten Fire Knight to stage 20. So I have to imagine stage 20 is the goal for most of these dungeon difficulties. And I just don't know if Armiger is going to be the the secret sauce that he should be in dungeons. So, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think I should invest in Armiger? Obviously, I could take him to 5-star pretty easily, but do I want to really invest in him for progress on the account? Faction war, obviously faction wars, but I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. But here's the plan. Let's talk about the plan. Boltsmith is a 5-star to level up Athel. Outlaw Monk would be a 5-star to level up Athel. War Maiden would also be a 5-star to level up Athel with. And I'm sure you're thinking, but War Maiden is so good, you're going to want her. Well, if I ever get to a point where I need her again, I can go farm her again. I can also farm her books. Books are going to have a lot of value. We only have 3 months. So I'm still farming on the same difficulty that I've been farming. Well, stage 4, I was told in a comment, has a better chance of dropping her. So I think I've been farming on stage 4. But sometimes when I just pull it up and I always go to stage 3 out of default because of Brutal 12-3. So there's a good chance that I've been farming on the 3rd stage anyways. But regardless, I pulled her. Doesn't really matter. But getting more books for her by getting duplicates and booking her with her duplicates will be valuable, because you do want to get this up to 100%, right? So, look, I'll say it this way. If I get to the point where I have all my 5 stars ready to go for Athel to become a 6-star, and War Maiden's one of them, and I want to keep War Maiden for decreased defense, then so be it. Otherwise, I'm just going to use her and give her the boot. So I am behind. I'm way behind now. If I look at the stats, I think a lot of people have so 7 people have a 6-star now. So I'm less behind than I thought. A big part of that, quite frankly, is I do have a job. I am working. I'm not able to spend all my energy at once. So also managing the other accounts, right? I have to log off and do those other accounts. I'm also going to be farming while I'm talking to you guys to knock this stuff out. So, but I do have a plan, and that is to keep going. We are silver 3. I think we're bouncing around between silver 2 and silver 3 now. I'll let this one finish. I am afraid, I want to go up to 12-3 Brutal, but I don't think Athel can solo 12-3 Brutal at 50. She's closer now because she has lifesteal gear completed, but I don't know that that's going to be enough to get her to over the edge. Because 12-3 Brutal is significantly more difficult. So, a little unsure about that, but yeah. So, let's see. Let me give you an update about the account. I haven't gone through and done the latest version of all the dungeons, right? To try and get the highest difficulty for the points purposes. I'm going to hold back on points just a little bit now, because the focus needs to be Athel to 6 stars. That has to be my focus. That has to be my drive. Anything other than that is just pointless. Once we get her 6-star, she will instantly be... We've got a keg here, so she will instantly become 60, and then we can start taking things more seriously. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, why don't you're going to have Rathalos, why don't you make him your first 60? I've seen a counter argument actually from my captain, Odd One, who pointed out he's the wrong affinity for 12-3, where you want to farm. Now, these are his words. I haven't looked into this myself, but yeah, he is the wrong affinity. They're all spirit affinity, right? At least on the last stage. And then I know these 3 are on the stages going into it. So yeah, you definitely want magic affinity to farm that stage for sure. That's something I'd never thought about. Furthermore, the starter champions are really well balanced and they're pretty solid. So to have the extra HP and extra attack and extra overall power from Athel going into Clan Boss, which is the most important part, will be a big help. Speaking of Clan Boss, let me give you an update about where we're at. So 1.65 million across 2 keys. So I did about, by manualing it, I did about 700k, maybe 800k um on my own. It could have been 900k. When I did it auto, it was only 500. It was only 500k. So that's why I know I did a decent amount, or it was like 500 something k. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much I did, but I was really proud of how much I did doing it manually. Doing it auto displayed worse results, as you can see. Normal, I use my 2 extra keys that I have. So I've used 1 so far. My next key is an hour 42. I should be able to use that. Again, we're only seeing 390k. That's on auto. But I don't have the Kale head start. With the short amount of time, I probably should have just gone with the Kale. I think I was being a little too overzealous looking for that weaken that I was looking for. So it was definitely a mistake in hindsight, but you know, I really thought the investment in weaken would have paid off. Oh, see, I mean, yeah, another person that's using Athel as well, and it still may. I mean, we've got a couple days to find out and see what Rathalos can do, but I do think Weaken is gonna improve his damage output by quite a bit, and that's the important part, right? He is our damage dealer for Clan Boss. So we're Silver 2. We've been bouncing back and forth between 2 and 3. As you can see, I'm having a slightly harder time getting back up into 2. I'm gonna try and see if I can find an easier win here. Um, I'm debating I'm debating this on recording right now. So there is the part thought, the thought that I'd want to do with Thalos. I'm gonna share with him. Odd One made a good argument that this is the wrong affinity for 12-3 brutal. I'm what is fraternizing with the enemy? But actually, I don't know. He could be on my team. I didn't look at who was saying it. I'm just a chatty Cathy. But so, anyways, yeah, that's where we are on the account. I'm hopeful that they're gonna give some kind of, they got to give a 10x or something during Clan v Clan, right? Like I feel like that's usually what they do. Otherwise, you're pulling, like, why would you pull shards during Clan v Clan? And they want people to pull shards during Clan v Clan. So, um, at 5 stars. Riveting stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. I'm easily distracted. I was gonna save these Great Hall points for tomorrow. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow just in case maybe Clan B Clan isn't showing here and we'll still be eligible, but odds are we're not. So we're just in the grind at this point, right? Get Athel 6-star or get the resources to 6-star a champion. All right. I still think Athel is the play, but based on that information I just received, I might continue my brutal quest and see if I can get there with my Kale as they are, or with my Athel as they are. Especially with miscreated monster. Well, no. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get to 12-3 with Miscreated Monster. I just don't know that I can farm 12-3 with Athel by herself. 100% 5-star. All right, I'm going to give it a shot. So now we have a new direction. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. As soon as I stop recording, well, I got to record my other video, and then I'm going to come back on here and do that. So that's the plan for the future. I don't know how long this video is. 20 minutes. That's a perfect amount of video time. Still have some stuff I need to do. Obviously, I need to progress a little further in Faction Wars. And like I said, Dungeons, I haven't, no, there's no update, unfortunately. I just don't have anything to share. I haven't done anything in those. I've just been grinding champions pretty much all day long. And I did share with you guys the cool, let's take a look at the other good gear that I got. So 5-star gear. These were the resilience pieces that I forged that were decent. I like this piece a lot. Good percent stats. Crit rate here. This is a really good piece. HP, accuracy, and speed. This is great for a debuffer. And obviously those boots, I was so excited to see any boots that are 5-star or higher with speed. So crit rate here. And these attack boots probably won't ever be used. I did forge some 4 to 5-star gear. I think you guys saw that. You'll see crit rate and speed on those. As far as crafting, yes, this is all. I'm not going to craft that stuff. So, alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I do want to shout out real quick that, I mean, at the time of this recording, we're at 642 subscribers. 1,000 is the goal, and doing this free-to-play challenge has just been so good for my account as a whole in general, and I'm really happy for all the support that I've been getting and all the exposure that the channel's been getting. So feel free to take a look at some of my other content. If you like hearing somebody that says a lot and knows like a middling amount of Raid Shadow Legends information, then feel free to check out my other content and subscribe. Because yeah, this has been a huge boost to my account, and I'm so happy about it. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.